Imagine you're scrolling online. You're desperate for a room to rent. You see a beautiful option. It checks off all your boxes. You don't notice a price, but it sounds like it could be it. But there's something you didn't catch the first time around. The ad says it's only for a young, petite female. And when you respond, the landlord tells you the real cost of rent. He says we fool around a little bit here and there. And if you're not into the actual sexual activity, that's cool too. We can do other things. I wish I was making this up, but this is part of an undercover CBC marketplace investigation that I just watched. And it's not a one-off, guys. This is happening across Ontario and actually all across Canada. And it's targeting the most vulnerable renters. I'm Linda, one of the Ragona sisters, and around here, we keep it real. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe because today we're uncovering the ugly truth of the rise of sex for rent ads in Ontario. And if you're a parent or a parent of a student specifically, you'll want to watch all of this. And we will be discussing the real risks tenants face in these crazy times. And there's a lot of crazy going on right now. And before we get started, if you have kids around, I would highly recommend listening to this without them in the room. Now, when you're ready, let's get started. A while back, an ad went viral. It was an ad for a place to rent in Brampton. Not sure if you heard about this, but he offered a private or a shared room. He offered an option for free rent and $200. No, I don't mean you're paying $200 for a room. I mean you literally have free rent and you make $200. The deal was if you agreed to the friends with benefits relationship. So let's read the ad, shall we? Read fully before messaging. Only for girls. Predator. Private or shared accommodation in a much affordable rent of just $300 Canadian. Location, 5 minutes walkable distance to Bramley City Centre, BCC Mall. Accommodation type, apartment. You can get either a private or a shared room as per preference. One room in a TBHK is available. Rental option 1, private, $500. Rental option 2, shared, $300 Canadian per person, max 2 people per room. Option 3, for those who are okay with friends with benefits relationship, will get below perks. Number 1, a complete rent is free. Number 2, food expenses are also free. 3, I can spend $200 Canadian per month on shopping for you. Isn't that nice? Note 1, in the second room, an Indian boy, me, is staying. Number 2, regular friends with benefit relationship, it will be maintained private and confidential. Same is expected from your side. Yeah, guys, you can't be telling your friends or family that, you're getting a rent discount or free rent because you're doing the dirty. If interested, drop in a message for more details and anything can be negotiated. This absolutely is disgusting, and that should scare all of us. Some people say this was fake, but CBC Marketplace decided to put this to the test. At the time of recording, or of the investigation, they found 20 ads on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace that were similar in nature. Places students actually search for housing. 10 were subtle ads and 10 were very blunt. The blunt ones used words like friends with benefits, also known as FWB, like we've seen in the previous ad. Live-in girlfriend was another one. Fun roommate wanted. Every single one of those landlords responded. 8 directly confirmed they're expecting sexual activity as payments. One asked for a nude photo just to apply. Another said, I'm not looking for a girlfriend, just some fun when the time arises. Guys, this is predatory. And if you want to watch the full CBC full investigation, I will post the link below. I watched it and it was disgusting. And let's face it, It's being fueled by our housing and immigration crisis coming head to head, and of course, our affordability issue. And let me break this down even further. Ontario has skyrocketed in rental rates over the last few years. Students, especially international students, are under pressure trying to find affordable shelter. They arrive with sometimes no family nearby and limited resources. Predators know this. They know exactly who to target. And it's not just international students. It's also young women, people fleeing bad situations, single mothers, anyone desperate for a roof over their head with limited funds. Housing insecurity creates vulnerability, and predators thrive in these environments. Some of you may be asking, how are these ads not flagged down and being removed? Well, I'll share exactly how these ads slip through the cracks and why regulators are failing to stop them. But first, let's talk about legality, because this is important. Soliciting sex for rent in Canada is illegal. It's sexual exploitation. It's coercion. It's not a gray area, guys. If someone offers you housing in exchange for a sexual act, they are breaking the law, period. But here's the thing. Many victims never report it. Why, you ask? Well, shame, fear, immigration status, that's a big one. The power imbalance makes it almost impossible to feel safe coming forward. And so the cycle, it just continues. Predators post, students click, conversations move to anonymous chats, and then the trap is set. Now, here's what CBC found that is also very disturbing. The subtle ads, the ones that didn't mention sex, still lured responders into risky conversations. The wording might be, looking for a female roommate, must be open-minded. Guys, I want to just stop here for a minute. Whenever you see an ad for rent that says open-minded, it's usually never good. Or helping with chores for a rent discount. They're even getting creative. Then once you reply, the real intentions come out. That's how these ads slip through moderation. They're coded, they're mostly vague, and platforms don't catch them. And by the time they report it, the damage most likely is already done. Now let's talk about what steps you or your kids or your friends can take to protect themselves from these scams and these perverts, because the bigger picture is about prevention. So how common is this really? Well, Marketplace, at the time of the investigation, they found the 20 ads and they actually called them. But think about how many listings go up every day in Ontario. Even if it's just a fraction, that's still dozens, maybe even hundreds. And these predators are hunting for desperate renters. But here's where it gets worse. When these stories go viral, like the Brampton ad, for example, people argue about whether it was real or fake, or if it was, a racist post. And it was made up for that matter. And while everybody's arguing the authenticity of this ad, the real predators keep hunting. Let me share one example. The journalist pretending to be a student. He actually met a man, or she met a man who had offered her a room. And this was all in the investigation on YouTube. You can see it live. Instead of talking about rent with this apparent landlord, he laid out sexual expectations. He said, if you're not into full sexual activity, that's cool. We can do other things. Do you hear the manipulation in that? Framing exploitation as flexible, making it sound like it's casual, as it's no big deal. Guys, this is calculated. This is coercion. And here's where I get really angry. We live in a country where over 1 million unresolved landlord and tenant cases are happening. We need millions of homes just to catch up to Canada's ambitious immigration goals. And while governments announce targets, red tape just keeps piling higher and predators are using this crisis as cover. So let me be crystal clear. These ads are not going away. And if you're a student, a newcomer, or a renter searching online, never agree to terms that sound unusual. For some, it may sound obvious, but to others with language barriers, it may not be that obvious. Free rent for company, red flag. Open-minded anything, another red flag. If anyone asks for photos or proof of age before a lease, report it immediately. Because this isn't just about a few creepy landlords here. This is about a broken housing system, and for that matter, people argue a broken government policy or policies. When rent eats up more than 50% or more of your income, that's a crisis. When affordable options don't exist, people will consider risks they normally wouldn't. They are a symptom of scarcity. They are a symptom of affordability. And unless we fix the supply issues, unless we find affordable housing, predators will keep finding victims. Now here's the 3 biggest red flags to watch out for. Number 1, too good to be true ads. If rent is way below market rent or free, there's definitely a catch. Number 2, personal requirements. If the ad specifies body type, gender, or personality traits unrelated to tenancy, run and run very fast. Number 3, vague but pushy language. Words like fun, easygoing, open-minded, paired with housing, that's classic bait. So what do? Well, first off, we have people listen to this video and educate themselves. Share this info with your friends, your siblings, your kids. Normalize the conversation. Second, report suspicious ads. Even if you're not sure, the more reports, the harder it is for predators to hide. And the third one, advocate. Demand platforms tighten moderation. Demand police take these cases seriously because right now, too many are slipping through. And remember, predators don't need to be the majority. They just need enough desperation to make their tactics work. And desperation, we've got plenty of that in Ontario's housing market. So let's close with this. If you're a renter, your safety is worth more than any deal on rent. And if you're a parent, have these conversations with your kids before they move out so they know what to look for. And if you're a landlord, be the opposite of these pigs, these predators. Be professional, be fair, and be part of the solution. Because until we build the homes we need, until affordability is restored, people will be vulnerable, and that's a fact. And the best thing we can do is shine a light on the dark corners where predators hide. If this helped, hit subscribe. It helps more than you know. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.